How are you going to start sending a girl eggplant emoji, or send her tongues out emoji, or send her a big smiling emoji? What kind of conversation are you having that you have to be that way? You use emojis as a man with restraint, with limitation. You don't just throw it in at every chat, at every conversation. If you scrolling through, we're seeing emojis all over everything you are saying.
3 emojis men should never use when texting a woman. Number 1, anything with a monkey face. This looks massively immature and feminine. Ick score 9 out of 10. Number 2, red hearts. If you are going to use a heart, only use the black one. Number 3, any emoji that shows too much excitement, emotional vulnerability, or romantic interest. The big smiley face, sad face, kissing emoji, eggplant are all perfect examples. Once you stop using these emojis, you're going to notice that women are going to start respecting you more. So try it out.
And these are just simple things, but they actually can change your dating experience if you don't know the use of emojis. If you ask women this question, they find it that men who don't use emojis come off like they're disinterested, or they are not, like, they don't really want to participate in the conversation here. And that kind of like is a turn off for some of them. They begin to feel like, oh, why is he replying me without any sort of emotion, any sort of expression? So it's a little bit of a controversy to what extent, whether you should use emoji or not, or to what extent you should be using emojis as a grown man. I believe I'm speaking to grown men here. If you are above the age of 24, that's how I'll categorize it. Anyone 22, 23, 19, maybe you can still learn a lot more even in the dating field and apply this to actually even start, being more successful with women and actually acting like a grown man. But the use of emojis should absolutely be limited for men. Absolutely, I 100% agree that men should not be extra with emojis. Sending things like what he said, eggplants or a huge smiley face. Some emojis are absolutely unnecessary. A sad face, a kissing emoji. This is especially to a woman that you're trying to get to know, or if you're just having a conversation generally with any woman. I believe that exceptions actually apply if you are in a marriage or in a relationship that's gone on for a couple of months, years, and you guys can actually talk to each other to an extent. Some ways you could use like huge smiles, you could express yourself in some ways, but I would still advise you to keep it at a limit. I don't believe, even if you've been with your partner for so long, that emoji of sadness and the emoji of huge excitement and dancing and all that is necessary. A partner like that should be able to tell your emotions and your feelings when you talk, and should be able to know exactly the state of your heart, when you guys are conversing. But speaking on a general note to just conversing with women, I encourage you to limit the use of emojis. Absolutely. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary for you to bombard like extra emotion, like show your emotion through emojis to a girl that you are, conversing with a few weeks in or months in. It's not necessary. There are some ways you can actually communicate feelings without the use of emojis. I would say a smiley face is fine, especially if you're on that phase you're trying to get to know someone. I know the eye emoji is absolutely like a flirtatious sort of emoji. Just the eyes, where you kind of like say something and then you put eyes around it. That's an emoji that I would encourage men to use sparingly. You're not gonna use that anyhow you want, or whenever you feel like you should use it when you're actually trying to be flirtatious with a girl, or you are more interested in her. They kind of find that a little more flirtatious or attractive. But using emojis like that represents something a little more extreme, like tongues out, like sadness, like kissing, like all that, you can leave that department to the women. It's not meant for you. You want to speak you want to speak masculinity a bit to women. You don't want to be that kind of man who is, expressive and too expressive in that way with emojis. I'm not saying you cannot express yourself as a man. I know a lot of people will hear something else right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that express yourself with guidance and with some guard, with some understanding about yourself and who you are communicating with. We're talking about a woman here. You are communicating with a woman. A brother, like, you can send your guy or a guy like a muscle. I'm just flexing now. You can send your guy like a muscle emoji. That's fine. You're not going to send a girl a muscle emoji and be like, yeah, I'm staying strong. And then you put your muscle emoji. Like, you don't need that. You don't need to do that. There's no need. You can just say, yeah, I'm staying strong over here. You don't need to put a muscle emoji to it. You don't need to, when you're not feeling too well and you put a sad emoji to it. It's like there's no need. There's no need. There's a way to actually communicate with women to win them over. And that involves a little bit of restraint to your emotions, a little bit of restraint to your expressions, a little bit of mystery to yourself. A little bit of understanding of the psyche of women. They can say one thing, but they mean another. I'll say that again to you, so it gets to you, so you have an understanding here. A woman would watch this video that I'm making right now, and she would challenge me that there's nothing wrong with men showing their emotion through emojis. Emoji is the topic, not emotion in general. We're speaking about emojis here. A woman watch this video and probably make a comment and say, what's wrong with men being expressive with their emoji, with true emojis? Well, there's everything wrong with it. Don't fall for that trap. How are you going to start sending a girl eggplant emoji, or send her tongues out emoji, or send her a big smiling emoji? On what context are you? What kind of conversation are you having that you have to be that way? Even all these guys that don't maintain mystery to themselves, they just laugh at every single thing. You see them sending laughing emoji. That's all they. In the conversation, you can tell who is interested here and who is not. Your extra emojis all over the place. It's too much. See some guys already sending hearts to the girl. Austin said, yeah, if you want to send a heart, you might as well send a black heart. Well, even hearts in general, depending on who that person is, you can send a black heart. When you guys have started building some sort of, intimacy and some sort of, there's a connection, there's a vibe, there's a chemistry going on here. Now you can start using that at some point. But you use all these things sparingly. You use emojis as a man with restraint, with limitation. You don't just throw it in at every chat, at every conversation. If you scrolling through, we are seeing emojis all over everything you are saying. It doesn't help your case. You want to maintain mystery. You want to maintain a certain level of restraint as a man. That's what will get that girl to respect you, to have a little bit of respect for you. You don't want somebody who just thinks of you as so overly expressive and so overly, all over the place. You already put in emoji, or you already sending her hearts, you're sending her this, you're sending her that. Because emoji is an extra way to show your feelings and express yourself. So if you're going to start doing that at early stages or a few weeks or even a month or two into a relationship, now who is that helping? That might work for some women who might be extremely desperate, but you don't need that kind of person either. You want to be able to vet the process of a woman actually wanting you, and you want to be able to express yourself to a woman who actually, who you actually feel like it's time for me to be this way with her, and not from the onset you're going to turn her off. Absolutely. Guys, this is all I have for you. The topic is, should men use emojis? My agreement is that you should use them sparingly. You should use them very limited, and some emojis are a no-go area for you as a man. No matter what, they're just a no-go area, except it's within the confinement of your union that you have gone on even for a couple months or years. And that's my opinion. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.